What is the process after a theme is chosen for a season/concert? How are the pieces chosen? Is it based on their tie to a certain period within history? Is it in the context of today's world? Is it based on the story or journey that you want to create for the audience? Or is it the emotional aspect of how the piece makes an audience feel? What a great question. And there's so much to that. I would say my answer is yes. It's all of those things. When I am dreaming up a program, I am imagining what it will be like to be in the audience and be transported by the music that we are going to be performing. And what's amazing about music, that more than in any other field, is how it starts in one place and builds to the end of the concert. And so every piece informs the next one. In the concert we have in March, we end with Sibelius' Second Symphony, which in itself is this amazing piece that starts, really the first movement builds to the second, which builds to the third, which builds to the fourth. So even when it was premiered, the critics were saying how amazing this was, that the piece was like one long crescendo. It started one place and all culminates in the fourth movement. So even in that piece, it's all about context. It's all about what you hear first and then what you hear next. And then when I'm programming the first half, I'm thinking, what will set us up for that experience in the second half? What sounds, what kind of an experience for the audience will be most compelling? What will set their ears up? You know, and it's a little like planning a beautiful meal, where if you have a certain kind of soup that will set you up for just the right kind of entree, that kind of idea. So it's really one thing that leads to the next and leaves us with the most satisfying experience. But of course, I keep in account what it's like for the musicians. Are they going to be very tired by the end of the program? How do we make sure that they have a great experience? Because really, if on stage we are going through something powerful and meaningful and exciting and beautiful, then in the audience you will also be experiencing that. I just find that programming to me is such a compelling part of what I do, such an important part of the job, because it's the music that we create changes everything in the performers, the musicians on stage. They play so differently based on what composer we play. So, you know, when we're performing a French program, you think that we're a French orchestra. When we're playing a Finnish piece, then we become Finnish, and it transports us to those different cultures and lands and composers' minds. I mean, this is really, composers are so individual. So I want their music to speak in the right way. And one last thing about it, to me, it's creating a concert is a little bit like interior design also, or curating art on the wall. If you set up one beautiful painting or work in the middle of a big white canvas, you appreciate that in a different way than if you have, you know, a wall full of paintings or a room full of things. And so for me, I want to have a sense of clarity and purpose about each piece that I put on a program. And I don't think that more is always more. Sometimes I think one piece is enough, actually, for us to experience one great piece together. It can be very satisfying. So that's what I think about when I program. I think about the audience and the musicians, and I think about the advocating for the music itself, making the music speak in the most beautiful way.